social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. And the spiritual services are also offered during this pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. More than all of that, cosmic revelations on global pandemic issues by Devi Parashakti herself, who's educating the whole of the humanity on how to protect themselves and on this ongoing pandemic. The free social services that are offered during the pandemic includes free medical care, that is allopathy, Ayurvedic, and Siddha medicine. All different types of medical care is provided to people to ensure the campuses are fitted with fire safety equipment maintenance to handle any emergencies and infrastructure to accommodate thousands of people. The accommodation that is being given has a multi-layered quarantine facility where there are layers of quarantine, first layer, second layer, and third layer quarantine to ensure that the people who are residing in the community are completely protected from the COVID. And there are enough ICU on wheels, emergency ambulances in the campus to handle any emergency situation. Personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks, and organic farming. So you can join us in these COVID care protection centers for you to protect yourself from this ongoing pandemic. You can register yourself in the following link, which is kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. Let's take a few minutes to register before we go to the next segment. Let's have a short break.
This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga-centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back. And one can see here just a glimpse of what all is being done in Adi Kailasa, Sarvanyapeetham, through various departments for the readiness of this COVID care protection. We have here the Department of Agriculture, whose mission is to research and implement environment-friendly, sustainable, economy-friendly methods of agriculture. And here one can see in the pictures an ex-pasture of land being prepared by de-weeding, irrigation, and the preparation of natural manure. The Kailasa's Department of Agriculture, serving the organic sattvic meals, which include a balance of steamed rice cakes, curries, and fruits. All items are verified per meal and distributed to different locations on the Adi Kailash campus. The Kailasa's Department of Health here, as the third wave of COVID hits the world, the medical and the emergency response team raises their preventive measures. Each individual is required to take at least 11-minute vaporization before meal and receive their supplements, the natural supplements as per the natural sciences of Ayurveda, Siddha, Naturopathy. The Kailasa's Department of Housing here has completed the final checklist, and here one can see the pictures of all the cleaning and the readiness of the housing facilities, the accommodation being ensured that it's clean, tidy, pest-free, and that the cots are maintained at sufficient distance, and lockable cabinets being provided to each person so that they are comfortable in their stay here. Adi Kailasa's Department of Infrastructure and Human Services is responsible for overall needs of all the visitors of Adi Kailasa and the participants of this program. So the Ministry of Infrastructure reconciles their current standing and the status of the housekeeping, taking note of what needs to be upgraded, what needs to be procured to make each multi-layer quarantine facility self-sufficient. One can see the people who are enrolling for the program also practicing their morning spiritual routine. And Kailasa's Department of Infrastructure and Human Services is responsible for the overall needs of all the visitors of the Adi Kailasa. Reconciling their current standing, here we have readiness for each facility being made, upgraded, the accommodation facilities, the electrical facilities in the form of these batteries, and the table, chairs, the office furniture also being moved for the same. And the Kailasa's Department of Environment and Animals is also having protection being given to animals from the COVID-19 pandemic, because as we all know, Kailasa is home to all beings without exception. So one can join the COVID Care Protection Center here by registering through the link kailasa.org with a AA/Kailasa Care. It will take a few minutes to register for the same.
We have several thousands of lives who are waiting to feel protected during this ongoing pandemic in India, because we know that the society has failed, the government have failed, the medical infrastructure in the country is not able to cater the needs of the people for various reasons, especially with the secondary infections like black fungal infections, where the mortality rate is about about 70%. And the drugs that are needed to cure black fungal infections, they are not available in the market because of the demand. And more than 800 lives are just lost in a single day. That's the status of how the people are facing difficulty to cope up with this ongoing pandemic. So, at this point in time, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened the Kailasas to the whole of the humanity for them to feel protected in these COVID care protection centers. So, we invite each and every one of you. This is the time for you to spiritually rejuvenate yourselves, spiritually feel protected, and also you can work from home. You can the free accommodation, food, and internet services are provided. This is the time for you to feel protected instead of always feeling insecure in the outside world. So we welcome you to register yourselves in the following link, kailasa.org/kailasa care. So let's take few minutes to register in this link, kailasa.org/kailasa care. And we'll be right back with the next segment of this today's event, which is Power Manifestation Program. Let's take few minutes to register in this link and we'll be right back.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhajahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Science of our manifestation. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. It is science because all of us can manifest again and again, and it is science because it is repeatable and it is doable for everyone. The scriptural references, the references and evidences for us to understand each one of us can manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Shastra Pramana, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. Apta Pramana, the experience and result of the Aptas, the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Dayanamas, Alvars, Siddhas, all of them manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of our manifestation, Bhagavan's very own Leelas, mapping to Aptas and as per the Shastras. Shakshi Pramana, experience of the millions of disciple devotees, followers initiated by Bhagavan into the science of our manifestation, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Clearly, Bhagavan says, whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, manifesting power group, simply my presence will be there and manifesting as the reality for each one of us. Bhagavan's very prasada of auspiciousness, health, wealth and bliss for our life, continuously pouring into us again and again, making us the superconscious being. And beautifully he says that each one of us can live in the thoughtless space. Thinking is not required for life. How food and water and sleep is not required. Something beyond exists as our superconsciousness. which can manifest any of the reality that we want and command over the world. And it's so powerful, more powerful than the nuclear force that Bhagavan says. And it can hold in such a Paramashanta Swarupa, and the eternal nectar going beyond even the death is simply a possibility. Death is also another illusion, Bhagavan says, for us to understand that it does not exist. It happens again and again for us to really go beyond it. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. This is Shastra Pramana from Veda Agamas for the power of third eye.
Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye awakening is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapala antarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dadhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. Kapala antarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dadhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experiences the consciousness, and Tantra is the one method to experience beyond the mind, the conscious space. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without the movement of the eyes, closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and the inner space, through the power of third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam. By having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully explains here how we can go beyond the source of our mind, and there is something beyond that, the very core of us, the very source of us, which is a manifestation of higher reality. Again and again, Bhagavan reminds us how we can experience that place. Lava and Kusha, Rama's and Sita's sons, they lived in the forest, and one day they decided to go and out in the wild and without letting know Sita, and they go off, and Hanuman himself comes and makes sure they are fine, and also giving them all kinds of tests to go beyond the fear and greed, to make them understand that fear and greed leads us to nowhere. And there is something more than that, the higher intelligence, how you can exist as a divine, manifesting all the realities, all the siddhas, all the munis, all the nayanamars, all of them could manifest higher signs. They were humans, but they had extraordinary powers. So many of them still living and manifesting the ultimate powers. Each one of us can manifest all the powers of Paramashiva, and knowing that we are Paramashiva, that is the most beautiful cherished space. Bhagavan beautifully says how Lava and Kusha chose multiple things, made errors, and understood it is of no use to life. If they are going to suffer like this, they are not going to go beyond. When they decided to let go the greed and the fear, they could manifest the highest reality, reaching Rama himself, and singing the song how grateful they are to have an avatar on planet Earth. Rama himself on planet Earth, ruling the world in such a beautiful, peaceful way. Bhagavan himself has come down for each one of us and make us experience the ultimate reality. And all of us need to have only one thing, the feeling connection with Bhagavan, the oneness space with Bhagavan. Simply we can manifest any reality, understanding the higher science. How you understand your biology, physics, chemistry in school, each year you discover, oh my God, this is so cool. And you go on and go on and go on till you are a scientist. And still you keep discovering. Here, Bhagavan has given the ultimate science for us to discover. And we just need to only be in the gratitude space, and simply He will flow through us as reality. How simple this could be. There was no labs, or there was no astronomical telescopes or anything for the Siddhas. All they did is surrender in a humble space to the plants, And Bhagavan says the plants revealed themselves to the Siddhas, and that's how they learned the science. The humble surrendering of the identity, not having the arrogance that we are capable, we are doing something or something is happening, but surrendering those identities and only manifesting the higher intelligence, letting it flow through us, makes us more intelligent and more manifestation and such a beautiful space of oneness, because we fall into such gratitude space and such most Paramashanta Swarupa space, an eternal space that we don't have to have suffering anymore. Bhagavan has given beautifully up the Pramana. Sanjaya was initiated into the power of third eye by Vyasa. This is in Mahabharata chapter 1 sloka 1 through 6. And he could see through his third eye for 19 days, and he could narrate the whole scene to the king so in much detail as though he was looking at it by himself. He had only the 19 days the power. Bhagavan is saying for eternal you're going to be having the third eye, and all of you will have usage of the third eye, which is more practical than your both eyes. We are going to live in the civilization where the third eye is going to be more used than the regular eyes. The regular eyes is more like a glass piece, which how we use the all the utilities, it would be just like that. If we understand the science, what Bhagavan is giving, the higher reality, again and again going into that space of oneness and being that as our ultimate goal, simply will manifest that I am Paramashiva, I am Parashakti as our ultimate space manifesting the powers. Bhagavan beautifully gives a clear clarity, and beautifully he shares how he experienced the space and how you can manifest the same when you understand which is more important as our reality.
Is also nearer than the nearest space. Truth is the inner space of the whole cosmos. Truth is also the outer space of the whole cosmos, pervading and uniformly ever present inside and encompassing this cosmos from the outside. For please listen, what Upanishads wants to declare through this verse: break from something which is making you perceive inside, outside separately, moving, unmoving separately, antara, bahyata separately. Listen. Tannai jati, tate jati, tannai jati. Moving, unmoving separately. What is that that makes you perceive something as moving, something as unmoving? What is that that makes you perceive something is near, something is far off? What is that that makes you perceive something is inside you and something is outside you? Listen. I'm going to repeat, explain once more my enlightenment experience from the context of this verse. Listen. Please listen. Exactly what was that I realized on the Vaigasi Visagam, Vaigasi month, Purnima Tithi, Visaga Nakshatram evening, when I completed 11 and aging into 12. That year, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Paurnami Tithi. This is the way we Indians keep the date in the memory. We don't keep that, the English calendar date. Somehow, I always kept only based on the Tithi and Rasi and Nakshatra. And so now if you can Google and find out exactly what is the date. Let me describe. Because we never bothered about the Kala. We bothered about only the essence of Kala. When I completed 11 and moving into 12, that year this has happened. Listen, exactly what happened. Let me describe. As usual, I went and sat on one rock. I did not choose. Please understand. I did not choose. It was just a casual. Usually I'll sit here, there, here, there. Somehow that day I sat on one rock, which has become a Tirtha Kshetra now for all our devotees and disciples. I sat casually. Whenever I find time, I'll go and spend time in that space, in that area, because Devi became enlightened there. My Guru Vibhudananda Puri always used to tell, this is Devi's energy field. That place is called Pavalakundu, Coral Hill. She used to tell, this is Devi's energy space, energy field. So I always used to go and sit there. I was sitting on a rock. To tell you honestly, I was not even doing some serious meditation. I can say in a way the whole ambience was so calm, so beautiful. I decided to close my eyes. Once I closed the eyes, the intensity of my yearning started taking over me. The intensity to realize myself, my true nature, started possessing me. It has taken possession over me. The Kathopanishad declares Shraddha Vivecha. Shraddha just took over Nachiketa. All of you know how fear takes over you, greed takes over you. When a fear takes over you, when you have the panic attack, you just do things. You always feel guilty, shy, let on about it. You repent for it. You don't know why you did it. Same way, when lust takes over you, when greed takes over you, you do things which you can never logically justify even to yourself. But when authenticity takes over you, it will be 10,000 times more intense than fear taking over or greed taking over. It will be 10,000 times more intense, powerful. When fear takes over you, it's called panic attack. When greed takes over you, it's called restlessness. When authenticity takes over you, it is called satori. My sincere seeking that overpowered me, that's the right word I should use. I just felt, what is it I am seeking? Who is that me who is seeking? Who is that me that is deeply discontented about anything I see, hear? Who is that who is deeply discontented even about my own existence? Listen. Almost like, who am I who is so discontented about my own existence? Understand, all of you have discontentment about your own existence, but you never look into why, what, who is having that discontentment. You try to look in, if you get one Rasagulla, you forget that. You try to look in, if you get something else, you forget that. Very easily that question, why, what, who is so discontented, those questions are forgotten very easily. The person for whom the question has become the first and top priority, he is a seeker.
Shastra Pramana are the initiated disciples.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained how the whole science for us to manifest in reality when the authenticity takes over us. Clearly, Bhagavan shows how he manifested from the human space to becoming the beautiful superconscious being. It's a Leela that he's playing. He's already in that space before he took the birth, it's a conscious birth. But he plays that Leela for us to understand how when we are earning so deeply in gratitude, we can experience that oneness. Now you can see these balasans, how they manifest the power of third eye, which is as simple and like how you use your eyes, they are able to see that. Use their eyes, third eye.
Oh, can you read this?
Would you say that again?
Can you read this?
Oh, very good. You pressed. How about it?
How about this?
That's amazing.
Where is the TV? The TV's over there.
That's right.
Where is the red jacket? I don't see
There
it.
is no red jacket. That's right. Okay, this is an instruction.
Jump up and down.
All right, go for it. Awesome. Okay.
Follow my movements.
Oh, you're walking better than I am. All right, thank you.
Am I scratching my head? No. Now you are. Squatting.
Wow.
So whatever she was able to recognize, everything just like the third eye. Now let's listen to the scientific study. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific research was carried on Bhagavan.
Murali Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health, James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative states. The second one is 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light up. They light up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here, right in the middle, probably 1.5 to 2 inches deeper.
From time immemorial, it is believed that great masters are always in the state of bliss or causeless happiness. They are unconditionally happy. With modern sophisticated equipments, we are able to detect this truth that dopamine secretion is always abundant in the case of Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could at will go in and out of the state. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so and so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there. He said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child. I didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably a very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side, going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and joins, and you join together, and then comes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience in the third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time.
The title of this paper does not mean that it is...
Beautifully, the doctor explains how the third eye, the D spot, the dopamine spot, the divine spot, is manifested by him, Bhagavan himself, at his will, The most important part is he walks in and walks out, and all of us can experience the very same space when we connect to Bhagwan in that deep meditation. Simply we will also manifest the highest reality, manifesting all the auspiciousness. Let's go to the guidelines for manifesting the powers of third eye. If you have an eye band, that would be best. If you do not have eye band, make sure something is covering your eye completely. If you could just close your eyes, the light still reflects on your lenses and it is not very clear to see what's in the third eye. That is why we ask you to close your eyes with the eye band in such a way that there is no light passing through your eyes, so that the third eye, the letters become very clear. Yes, it appears as letters and it appears very clearly like you see with your eyes. The third eye is also very, very clear and it can show you exactly how you use your eyes and much beyond, because the power of third eye is much more than what you experience as your lenses. The lenses are just like the glasses. It is not doing anything. It doesn't have intelligence by itself. It reflects in the brain, which shows you the whole whatever you're seeing as the brain grasp it and give you the inputs. So let's have some books, pencil and paper, a beautiful eye band which does not allow your eyes with any of the light. If you have Nyananjan in your Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temples. And if you have the camera, that will be really wonderful. If download the timestamp and record the whole thing. All these beautiful moments, if you record, you yourself will see in few years how amazing you can manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. The guidelines, make sure you're not having any external help. This is not logical thing which has to be going beyond the mind. The mind becomes completely thoughtless and just resides as a, doesn't have any exercise to do, but it can just reside there. That's all. The whole superconscious space is when we surrender the whole mind and just be in the oneness space of Paramashiva. More and more the earning and gratitude starts flowering in us. More and more we start seeing Paramashiva as our reality, the ultimate free will that we can live. It's like you becoming $1 trillion kid. Somebody just comes to you and says, you are my son and I have $1 billion and here is the whole thing. How would you feel? That's exactly how we are. Paramashiva is manifesting through us to manifest all our reality, not just reading through third eye, but removing our incompletion, making us understand the higher cognition we are. Whatever you cherish, that becomes your reality. Each thought manifests as your reality. Now for a few minutes, the deep meditation with oneness with Paramashiva, you are manifesting such an auspicious space, and all of us together is raising the frequency and manifesting huge abundance, wealth, and the global peace and your peace, the eternal space. Everything is happening around you as auspiciousness, even little experienced in oneness space. So let's have the books ready. Let's sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Continuously hold Paramashiva, Parashakti in your third eye. Her beautiful gesture, her compassion, the mother's love, the overflowing love, more than what we know, she knows us better than that. That is exactly how Bhagwan is sitting here, watching each one of us, thinking of so many things. Just put your cell phone for a few minutes away. Be in the oneness with Paramashiva. Only hold him as your cognition. How Bhagwan said, the earning space becomes the authenticity and authenticity possesses me. Be in that space of earning and in deep gratitude, holding Parashakti with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Just dissolve into her and simply you will see a new reality open up for you. Again and again, holding this space and earning for that space and holding that eternal nectar as your eternal space. Mind only has death. Even a death is delusion, Bhagavan says. if we understand the higher science, how we exist in oneness with Paramashiva, deep gratitude will start flowering in us. How he is manifesting and taking care each one of us, giving us the ultimate experience and ultimate reality. Start chanting the Mahavakya, very important, not just listening. Please start chanting intensely. Your whole being vibrates with that from the navel center. When you start chanting the Mahavakya intensely, you raise in the frequency and start manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva, and Kailasha of Paramashiva. So be in that space. Let's start entangling with Bhagwan, beautiful oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya intensely and vibrating with that, and holding only the cognition of Paramashiva, Parashakti, her beautiful gestures, all her weapons, all her alankarams, all her smile and compassion, overflowing joy that she expresses, such a joy to just see her. You just become like completely in joyful space, blissful space. That joy and bliss that you can experience, that oneness you can experience, that compassion you can experience, be in that bhava and simply see what all auspiciousness and abundance flow through you. Whatever Paramashiva is showing to you, please write down. Even if you are writing down something or other which doesn't do anything with the book, doesn't matter. Don't think. Whatever he's delivering, he's asking you to pull it out first so that he can give you the correct answer. That's how all the balasans, when they start reading, they'll be completely off track. And suddenly they'll start reading perfectly. That's how it starts. So don't judge anything, any of the process. Whatever she shows, just note it down. And after that, verify authentically the book. If you have a Living Enlightenment book, that is the most beautiful book that you can experience, or Bhagavad Gita book. All the great truth Krishna had given and Bhagavan has commented is the ultimate science, the Bhagavad Gita decoded. Simply put you in the oneness space. So you can take those books. If you don't have anything, you can take some magazines, some other books also. Any picture or color or shapes or words, anything which appears, you can simply write down and verify at the end. Now let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Intensely bring Paramashiva in your third eye. Start chanting deeply till your whole being vibrates. And let's enter into the power of third eye. Reading large words through blindfold.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Vani open up. Manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Whatever Devi has shown, please authentically now open your eye bands and verify. Whatever she has shown, please verify with the book, the pages that you went through now with your third eye, whatever you downloaded, verify authentically. No help or no guess or nothing is required. Simply declare and you will manifest the powers of third eye. Even if you've got a couple of words correct, start celebrating it. We'll have one more cycle. If you're feeling I can see only the darkness, be very clear that is what Bhagavan is showing you, and clear that also. That is also an illusion. Whatever you are experiencing, again and again he is reminding you, understand it is illusion and drop that. Everything when we drop at Bhagavan's lotus feet, some other cognition opens up and he manifests as higher reality. Again and again unclutching. That is what is all about unclutching. Every time we experience something, be very clear it is only delusion. If he calls death as delusion, what about other things which are happening in our life? Simply, it is only mind which is dying and recreating itself as again and again and again, and raising us to the higher cognition and reality. We will understand that we do not have suffering. We only have the space of oneness with Paramashiva, and that only is existential reality. Bhagavan clearly says, you can measure your problems by measuring it in your deep sleep. Whatever problems are real, that is your problems. And nothing is existing in my deep sleep except me, this consciousness. And all that I simply drops. And that is what, if you do the same thing here in the oneness space of Paramashiva, you can manifest the higher signs, the enlightened space, the most auspiciousness and abundance simply showers on you. So we're going to have one more cycle deeply. Let's chant the Mahavakya. Again, hold the oneness space, continuously unclutching from whatever we are going through. It keeps coming up to our mind. We'll keep on dropping it and saying very clearly, except Paramashiva, there is no other thing that is real. I'm going to hold only that for a few minutes and experience the oneness with Parashakti. Again and again, hold that eternal space that will manifest through you as the ultimate reality. And chant the Mahavakya continuously. Chanting the Mahavakya, the mantra. Simply when you become Mahavakya, it merges you into the ultimate reality, making you manifest the higher powers. So let's chant the Mahavakya continuously. Write down whatever Paramashiva shows us, manifesting the power of third eye.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
Such a beautiful space of oneness. Now it is time for us to contribute to the world. Again and again, Paramashiva manifests in our life as so many dimensions. We are not looking at it, and if we look carefully, we will grasp him simply as manifesting all our reality one by one by one. Like how a mother makes sure that kid is taken care. That is why Paramashiva is so beautiful, manifesting all our reality. All we need to do is align to Paramashiva, simple integrity, simple obedience. By sharing this to all the people in the world through tinyurl.com/powermanifestation, more and more people can come to the blessing of Bhagavan and get relief from all their suffering, and you will be the cause of it. And all the punya gets added more and more in just 5 minutes. It takes very short time to give one line how you experience the superconscious breakthrough, how you experience the powerful cognition, which gives you a glimpse of that, how you experience manifesting the powers, your experience just in 1 or 2 lines, you can share with the world. And if you see the $sign at the end of this YouTube chat, drop a coin, drop a one currency of your current country, so that you will start expanding your Kailasha inside you. More and more, Bhagavan says, what we vote for, we believe in that. And when we vote for our Paramashiva space, that becomes the reality. Again and again, Bhagavan gives all these simple things. It is very simple. A seed is very small but grows into a banyan tree. Medicine is so small which takes care of your health. Same way, all these things are very small things that we need to do in life, which we miss. And that really takes us to the ultimate reality. So surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet all your powerful cognition and power manifestation. And in deep gratitude and earning, ask Bhagavan to make this Paramashiva space as your reality. And thanking each one of you who are here manifesting all these powers. Simply do Anga Pradakshina for yourself and understand this is a great science and only few can get it. That is why 8 billion people, only few are here to receive the greatest sign. They say 1 in crore experience the oneness with Paramashiva, and you are the blessed one. Thanking each one of you, and thank you for being here. Let's thank Bhagavan for all that showering and end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you again after the next satsang, and 6 p.m. today in the Zoom session, there'll be another Kailash Kotiyar manifesting part. In the Zoom session, you can join through e-Kailasha. Thank you. See you then. Nithyanandam.